Rap talk, poetry, motivation. Stop being negative. Speech with motivation. Lofty poems inside. Come on in. Straight like that. Yeah, come on in. Come on in. Straight like that. Yeah. How y'all feel? What's good? Let's see if YouTube sent out some of the notifications. See if we can get things cracking. We gonna get it cracking. I'm just gonna bust on through the system. Sometimes you gotta do that. Sometimes you gotta just force your hand. We ain't forcing it. We forcing our hand. Sometimes you gotta do that. Get straight to it. Stop being negative. Good motivation speech with poems. Y'all gonna toast with me or what? Huh? Remember I told you that. Remember I told you never be afraid to dream. I mean that. And we sipping today. Well, don't tell them what gonna come out of my mouth today. It's at the 5, baby. Nah, we ain't getting too loose like that though. We gonna have some fun though. Get into a couple of poems, a couple of pieces. You can call in if you want to join the conversation. Poetry and conversations. Self-development. Self-improvement. That's what we on. I will try to see if we got a couple of current events going on with rap and music, but really don't know too much of what's going on. Maybe I can look it up. Some hip hop news and see if there's something going on worth talking about. Cause y'all know how I try to bring some news and some subjects worth talking about, but some of that shit I just be skipping over. I be like, I ain't about to be messy over here talking about every little subject and people I don't even know about. But I tell you what, once I Google hip hop news right now, I don't see nothing but Drake this, Drake that, Drake. Fans defend Drake after Ebro slams rapper for not speaking on black issues. That might be something worth talking about. I have to read the article though. I don't know what made Ebro bring that up. Shit, let's look at it. We right here live and direct. This is coming from BET too. So we're gonna throw their ass in front of the bus just in case. That's how you clear your name anyway. But Ebro feels Drake could speak up more when it comes to important issues regarding the black community. Hot damn, Ebro said that. Don't have me change the whole title to this video. The Hot 97 radio show host and self-proclaimed biggest Drake fan called out rapper in a recent episode of his Apple Music show, Rap Life Review. So he bringing it to the table. He's saying, you know, I'm the biggest Drake fan on this show. He then added, Drake has never shown up to have anything to say about anything going on in society with black folks or anything other than himself. Wow. Shit, that's enough right there for a whole episode. We can talk about it. Shit, we right here. Let's walk down that street. Hip hop news you can use. I should have put that in the title. Damn. Can I redo this joint right now? I ain't about to do it. I'll probably fix it and tweak it later. If you're involved in here right now, so you catching it all live. So this comes from Ebro, and this comes from BET. So he said this on his Apple Music show. Ebro did. For those who don't know who Ebro is, shit, his association with Hot 97 is, as far as I remember, he's the program director up there. And he got some business with Apple Music too, the hip hop section. So for him to speak on Drake, okay, first let's bring it all back. We'll bring Drake into the equation, of course. But do rappers, period. I mean, he singled out Drake for whatever reason, maybe because he's one of the biggest rappers and entertainers, shit, period. But do Drake have that responsibility to speak on black issues? Now, do he want it in the music? Or did he want to just vocally, just in interviews, or just coming out, taking a stance and speaking on just issues when shit go down like everybody else? Do we want some tweets? Do we want some Instagram shout-outs for when issues go down? I mean, should we blame Drake? Do Drake really have to do this? Do we have to speak on issues like this when it comes to things in the black community? And of course, we bringing in nationalities into this and race. I mean, as far as I know, Drake have a little bit of that up in him. You know, he's not fully black. So should he speak on other community issues also? I mean, honestly, looking at it, I can see if you want to just play it safe. There's nothing wrong with that. Everybody don't have to be a political person. That's the stance I'm taking on. And especially at the status he's at right now. Everybody don't have to be that character in person. I don't know if y'all was looking for this response from me or not, or surprised that I'm taking this stance, but everybody don't have to be that individual in entertainment that have to speak on every issue. I don't agree with that. To be honest with you, I don't mind when certain people just say that, okay, they don't have nothing to say about it. And I do understand that people may say that's turning the other cheek or being silent is close to agreement. Some people do take that stance and feel that way. But it's a hard issue. It's a hard stance to take, but he's coming in this game for music and entertainment. He's not a political figure. Although we do have some type of responsibility when we're creating, when we be a vocal voice. But just imagine it when you start dipping in and dipping out and you're taking the wrong stance. Or if you're just going off of instinct and just going off emotions and speaking on things when you don't know the full research. That's the part I'm talking about. I'm just being honest with you. I mean, I was being transparent when we're talking about this. I don't mind if an artist say, okay, I can't speak on Emmett Till because I don't know the whole situation of what happened, even though it's history and this and that and the latest thing that happened in a certain city I'm not even from. You gotta understand, these people work and move and they're corporation, literally. I mean, they're artists, but they really are moving billboard and corporation with all types of advertisement behind them. Not saying that you have to just play it so safe to just shut up and dribble. It's not that, but it's deeper than just picking and choosing to get on issues. I I mean, it's kind of like when you're a content creator. Just say, it's like when this video first started. When this video first came on, I didn't even know I was about to be talking about this. But I thought to myself, I thought abroad real quick as I just picked up my phone and read for hip hop news, and this Drake story came up. In my mind, real quick, I knew that I can elaborate on this in a broad perspective to carry on some time. That it wasn't nothing just cut and dry, and it was something that I can at least, I ain't gonna say at least, but I knew it was something that I can build on top of with knowledge that I have inside of me. So just think if it was rappers like Drake and them starting to just speaking on political stuff or speaking on black issues, if he took on that role now, being the artist that he is on that level, don't you know how much research he'd have to start doing? Because it ain't no keeping up with one issue. Because once you ignore a couple of issues, you will never win. It's a never ending battle. It's like either it's your thing or it ain't your thing. It's like no in between. You can't just, and that's what a lot of people do in this whole arena of being pro-political. This, it was still trying to be hard and still trying to be hip-hop and still trying to, like who is that Kendrick? Like Kendrick say, heroes looking for the villain to help. You know, it's so many people who try to walk that thin line of being street militant, but still want to be amongst the liberals and the people that lawmakers and stuff like that, and still want to rub shoulders with the people with a whole nother agenda you don't even know about. So if it was to come to Drake to have to start speaking out on certain black issues, he'll have to do it all the time. He will. I mean, that's why LeBron run that thin line. That's why if LeBron don't speak on certain ones, they be like, okay, damn, like they knock on the door. Like, okay, LeBron, what the tweet after this one? You know, this whole life we live is a whole pick and choose. I touch that, but I won't touch that type of ordeal when it comes to subjects and things to talk about. If it's not your forte, it's not your forte. That's why I can speak on hip hop or speak on music, because I study it, I live in it, I've seen so much of it, I've grown through it, I grew up with it. It's 50 years old and I'm in my 40s. I think it for what it is, and I think the change, you seem to change. So many years on in, how many times can you seen hip hop change and turn into something else? So when it comes to Ebro making this comment, you kind of think like, okay, where's this coming from? Especially at this stage in his career, in both of their careers. Because Ebro, I mean, let me say the same thing about Ebro. Is he standing on the front line when it comes to issues in the black community? He got a voice, he got a platform, a large platform. Radio ain't all the way dead. High 97 still is a factor in NYC. Some people still have that goal of being heard or being on the radio shows up there. But I'm not the one to point the finger. But reading this issue, if anything, he should have just said all rappers. All rappers should step it up. Now, it's a difference when you just want to be conscious and speak abroad and make people think. Because even I do that with the motivation through the poetry and the spoken word. It's not singling nobody out. But I know the people that it can reach within our community. And by me being from that, and from Detroit, I speak it from that perspective. So if Drake was to start diving in that lane, Just want to take for a whole just revamp of his whole image, everything. The whole pretty boy image is out the door. He ain't about to fuck up that money. Drake is not about to fuck up that money and do that for a couple of issues that most are already aware about already. Now, if there's some things he can get behind that's already moving, and shaking and stand by it every now and then, that could be cool. If he can bring awareness to something, I can understand if he's saying things like that. Because I'm pretty sure he got a hidden hand in a lot of different things that he can't even just speak on. That's another thing some people don't know. That's what rich people do. You can have that hidden hand in something. You don't want your name on. Put your name on certain things. Here comes the lawsuits. Here comes the bullshit. Here comes the people trying to fracture it apart because they know you're a part of it. You a big name. You a part of some entity that's, you know. Some people stay low about theirs. There's nothing wrong with that. How that play out, we'll see. I don't think Drake will respond to it. Drake in a whole nother lane. Matter of fact, he just left here, Detroit, about a couple of days ago. I heard he was about to give him a fine for like $250,000 for going over the time performing here at Little Caesars Arena here in Detroit. They just scrapped that deal. They just erased it. That's what I heard today on the radio. They was gonna fine them, but I guess they got like a noise ordinance, right? Maybe. I know it's like I guess after 11 to 12, she had to be shut down. The concert had to be over with. The arena had to be shut down. So I guess he went over his time, but that fine didn't pop off. That shit disappeared. That's what money you do. You see, money is something else. You would think you're about to get fined, but you could be in charge of so much in demand. Who would want to have that stigma of just charging Drake for performing? What arena want to be attached to that story like that? Nah, that's fucking up business. Little Caesars Arena, they don't want that. But I guess I had a good time at the concert. I heard a couple people talking about it. I didn't go. I didn't check it out. But it is what it is. Let me get into a couple of poems and pieces talking my shit. Rap talk. I did have a subject that said stop being negative. We don't talk about that. We're just pushing the issue a little bit, of course. Of course, you already know how that shit go, man. Stop being negative. It's crazy that we have to revamp and bring you back full circle to something you already know. Some of us just can't get enough of this shit. It's like the word is dopamine inside your body. People just want to hear negative news. They want a negative story. When they scroll, they want to see the clickbait of some negative. Oh, who went bankrupt? Oh, who got cheated on? All that energy and substance plays real quick. These are trigger words that do something in your system if you amongst it. Or if you come from hood trauma, have that shit in you already. That's something you don't want to hear because you're accustomed to it. You ever notice how it's always that one person in the family to know all the bad news? You ever notice that? And they always know it first too. You ever notice that? It's always that one person in the family that be knowing all the bad news, like it all just comes to them. And what be so funny, they tell each person to not tell nobody. Or when people go to them first, because they feel comfortable talking to them about the bullshit. Why? Because they know that person like to hear the bullshit. That's how life works. That's how family works. That's just hood shit. I mean, it's all bullshit, but it's hood shit. It's so conditioned that it's normal. Even the stories in movies. I was reading the other day too, like I don't really be watching too many movies, but like they got memes floating around like now talking about how all these movies, especially Tubi movies and all that shit. They're like all these movies got me not trusting my family, trusting my friends, trusting my spouse, all that shit. That shit is real. Because all these different stories in these movies, they play off of ghetto stories, all types of betrayal. That's negative shit. Keep the stories going in circles. Keep us thinking we can't trust nobody. Got us thinking we can't work with nobody. That's the bullshit. But that's the bullshit. It just steady turns to entertainment. Because the thing is, people want to watch it, but they don't want it to be them. That's why the bullshit gets so big. Because people that like to watch the negativity, they like to see it from afar, like to see it from a distance. You don't want the negative to be you. I mean, some do, but you don't want it in your backyard. That's like when you watch the news, you hear about the stories of somebody getting deleted or things happening. First thing you say is like, damn, that's fucked up, that's messed up. But in the back of your mental, you're thinking like, okay, it ain't me. Okay, next story. It ain't me and mine. Okay, next story. You know what I'm saying? You taking it to work tomorrow. Like, did you hear about that one story? Such and such happened, and such missing, or this or that. It's the energy going inside your body that's making you repeat that, and you caught up in the negatives of the stories. So the information passed along so quick. That's why you're quick to share it. I mean, it's a factor. It's shit real. It's actually, it's like it's adrenaline. But you wouldn't even know it. I mean, you would know it if you pay attention. Let me get into a poem piece, though. Matter of fact, speaking on that shit, I'm gonna tell y'all, especially all y'all in the streets. Let me break this poem piece down to y'all real quick. I got this piece I wrote called "These Streets Don't Love Nobody." See if you can dig this one. Listen to me. These streets don't love nobody. Listen to me. These streets don't love nobody. Why you think they always repeating that it's lonely at the top? Nigga, the feds is coming, the bitches is running, these little niggas on the block want your spot. That drunk conversational, intimate convo with that hoe can turn state's evidence. Voice recording, hood extortion. Now let's see how much money you trying to spend. How much time you trying to spend. You see, some ain't built for this. Thought it was easy. Caught a case and find out that it's hard. Playing mind games with vets and you a rookie, nigga, you could have been better off just getting a job. Hell, you put in the same hours. Second or third shift, taking a life risk with no benefits. Doing things you never done before, treated like a hoe when thinking the streets don't know that you a snitch. Nigga, stop that shit. And in the end, your friends gonna rob you probably. You see, all these hood stories seem the same. These streets don't love nobody. These streets don't love nobody. Rap talk. That's that poem of peace. Ah! You feel me? At the end of the day, I hope you realize and understand that one. These streets don't love nobody. That's why the first line of the poem I say, why you think they always repeating that it's lonely at the top? I mean, they say that for a reason. I mean, even though that's in anything, but the streets say that even more. Why you think you always repeat that it's lonely at the top? Nigga, the feds is coming, the bitches is running, and these little niggas on the block want your spot. Look at all them different avenues that people gotta look out for. Looking out for the cops. You looking out for the deceitful bitches. You looking out for the little niggas that's ready to take you out at any given moment. Just to be you. I mean, that's 3 dimensions right there. Just in your circumference every day as soon as you come outside. Energy that you gotta deal with. And these people still out here playing this game, I mean, every day. Still to this day. A never-ending game that's still just getting recycled over and over. It ain't easy. That's why I say, some ain't built for this. Thought it was easy. Caught a case and find out that it's hard. Playing mind games with vets in the streets and you a rookie, nigga, you could have been better off just getting a job. Yeah. I mean, that's real. You could have been better off just getting a job. That's real shit. But anyway, I'm gonna get into another form of piece. Damn, it's getting a little scorching up in here in front of these lights. Gotta take the hat off, shut the body show for a minute. But then, I really just want to take the time out real quick to thank the people that tune in and watch these videos day by day, tune in daily, the people out there that tell people about these poems and videos. Y'all the truth. All y'all. Some of y'all gotta start commenting or putting something in the, just letting me know so I can shout y'all out or something. But y'all too thin, y'all ain't gotta ask, you know? Because people are sharing the videos and all that shit. I got analytics. I can't see who be doing it. But every end of the week, I can go to my YouTube studio and I can see the different numbers of shares and certain things like that. I just want to tell me the people that's doing it. So I do want to thank the people out there that be tuned in and, that be respectful enough to share the videos and all that stuff. All right, we got a comment. J-Time, what up? Truly been a big inspiration for me the last couple of days. Thank you so much for the awesome videos that you do. Appreciate you. J-Town, that's what's up. That's what I'm talking about, just like that. I'll give it up to J-Town. I appreciate it. That's what I'm talking about. Share the video to make the channel grow. That's how we move. I'm gonna get into another poem piece. This next piece I'm gonna do is from a poem I wrote called Live Your Own Truth. I'm about to get into this piece. See if you can feel this one. Listen to me. This piece I wrote called Live Your Own Truth. This poem was just inspired by just thinking about how life can just, how you have to tap into who you are. Like no matter what's going on, understand who you are. You have to live your own truth. The truth that's within you. Listen to me. Close your mind to the outside world. Concentrate. You hear that? That's the silence of your soul dancing on top of your intelligence, and you shouldn't fear that. You know who you are. You know your mind and motives. It's time to go the distance. Matter of fact, the extra mile, get your passion notice. Focus. Focus on life. You see, some keep living like time ain't got no limits. Get it out your system, die empty, leave a legacy when you finish. Routine, repetition. Pause and pray every day. Doors get closed in your face, go through the window, fuck that, make a way. And we cleaning house. Negative souls and hate gotta vacate. Trying to fly amongst people that want to clip your wings ain't gonna help you fly straight. The crash landing, family not even understanding. Them goals is yours, fall down, get back up, even if you gotta do some rebranding. Switched up the flow. I kick knowledge, but my shit ain't garbage. I'm around the corner down the street to still try to make you think outside the box while being an artist. Ain't no age limit on goals. Ain't no page skipping playing roles. Do what you believe, and once you understand who's really in control, you can pick up the pen, grab the ball. It's time to shoot. The world is waiting. So live your own truth. Live your own truth. Rap talk, that's that form of peace. Snap, 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 snap. Toast with it. You digging that one? Yeah. That's what we doing. Toast with it. Never be afraid to dream. Remember that. I appreciate you, Jay Town. I appreciate you for the comments. I really do. You know, if you see it earlier, that's right indeed. Appreciate you, Jay Town. You know, if you see it earlier, we were talking about Drake and Ebro. But stay away from negative people, negative energy, all of that. I mean, it may sound simple, but it's still a never-ending story that I kind of always played on one's mental and the world. Stop being negative. Good motivation speech. Just want to throw in some spoken word, of course. I'm gonna get into one more piece. I gotta drop that Never Be Afraid to Dream. Be sure to get the gear too. Intelligence is Sex. Rap Talk, that's the movement that we pushing. But I'm gonna get into this inspirational piece I got, Never Be Afraid to Dream. Hopefully this can stay on one's mental, no matter what. This that one right here. I want this to follow the world. Come right behind Maya Angelou, Still I Rise in the end. I don't give a fuck. I feel it in my soul, this gonna be the one. Never be afraid to dream. Listen to me. As a kid, I spent a lot of time alone. Just me and my imagination. But you see, as I grew older and met more people, you see, I slowly started thinking with limitations. So just because they tried, failed, didn't excel, that don't mean that you shouldn't dream. Settle for simple things or grow with the same story to tell. Because see, as a man, you gotta work. Sometimes get down in the dirt. Have tough skin, opinions hurt, but most importantly, keep God first. And stop thinking in reverse. See, that's why the past is the past. See, that's why legs move forward, not backwards. See, everything is temporary, none lasts. Listen to me. But you can't be afraid to dream. Gotta think outside the box. Know your worth, never settle for what you believe. Realize what that meaning it is to never stop. Cause see, we all here for a reason. Everybody is the author of their own truth. But you see, what's more important is the lies and distortion that some being selling to you. See, you can be who you want. Time, place, position. Just keep your eye on the journey and don't forget the mission. Pay attention to your vision, even if it gets blurry. You'll get your credit in the end. Just keep in mind that this is your story. So never be afraid to dream. Just don't stop while the world is moving. Baby steps. Long as you ain't where you were yesterday, ain't nobody losing. You improving. See, this is a movement. You the Malcolm and the Martin. And anytime you about to stop, just keep in mind why you started. So never be afraid to dream. Around the corner is your breakthrough. Never be afraid to dream. Watch where God and self-confidence takes you. Rap talk. Never be afraid to dream. That's that form of peace. Yeah, coach with me. Never be afraid to dream. There it is. Get away from them negative ones. Fuck them. Let them stay where they at. Let them be where they gonna be and be who they gonna be. You better than that. Always keep that in mind. It's certain conversations, things you ain't even gotta entertain. You better than that. It's certain things, it's just certain left turns, right turns. It's just shit you shouldn't even play on your mental right now. At the point you at in your life. I'm talking to you in your life. Because everybody gonna get their moment. That's another thing too about life. Just wait your turn. Everybody gonna get their moment. Everybody get their time to shine. You gotta just grind and work for yours. You gotta stay involved. You gotta stay in the movement. You gotta be amongst the movers and shakers. Ain't no ass kissing, but you gotta let the world know that you're available to step up to the plate. Don't just be on the sideline while everybody moving and grooving. Oh, you gotta get in there and get your hands dirty too. When it's time to get in the game, you gotta get in the game. Cause ain't nobody gonna give you shit. They ain't waiting on you. You gotta show what you bring to the table. I mean, what you bring to the table. I mean, if it's everybody sitting there, it's gonna be some empty seats, so you gonna pull up with a chair. Matter of fact, shit, bring your plate with you. Shit, cut out the middle, man. But everybody gonna get their moment. Matter of fact, I wrote a piece about that too. I'm gonna get into that piece too. It's a piece I wrote called "Everybody Get Their Moment." I mean, cause this on the level of this being patient. You have to be patient also. There's nothing wrong with that. Just grind at your pace and just work. Cause when your time come around, you're gonna flourish and you're gonna shine. It's gonna be your moment. That's real shit. Listen to me. I'm gonna get into this piece called "Everybody Get Their Moment." Listen to me. If you did this one. It's so hard to be patient, knowing your power and potential, facing the world with a mask on in society, not knowing what you've been through. I done seen thieves lie, steal, kill, and cheat to eat. I would have bet my last ounce of sperm that the people that I looked out for would have been there to do the same for me. But I don't dwell on the past. You see, my blessing gonna be my blessing. You see, I'm out here chasing goals, keeping success to myself, but they trying to worry if I'm stressing. See, I keep them guessing. Cause see, my next move ain't to prove to these dudes that I'm better. You see, I'm weathering the storm myself, trying to save these souls while being a trendsetter. Listen to me. A focused man is a dangerous man. Serious enough to be serious. You ain't broke, you just being responsible, taking care of business. You supposed to, point blank, period. Be influenced, but don't compare. You see, self-gratification to some is a never-ending high. You see, attention don't always equal success. Being influenced before you die. I don't invest in man, because God's plan is beyond my wishes. Pray, work forward, and incline yourself. Watch how the outcome switches. You have to live for it, dance in it, and act like you want it. And don't be surprised when it happens. Because everybody gonna get their moment. Everybody gonna get their moment. Rap talk. That's that poem of peace, I tell you. Everybody gonna get their moment. Keep working, grind, and get yours. I thank y'all for tuning in, though. I had to come in and talk to my people. Poetry and conversations. Share the video to make the channel grow. Start it from the beginning. Flick it to somebody else. Share it. Text it to somebody. Straight like that. Toast with me before we go, though. Never be afraid of dreaming. Get with y'all in a minute. Rap talk.